Madison Isaac felt awkward standing alone in the marble foyer of the Lagos Orchid Hotel. The annual Hearts for Hope charity gala buzzed around her. Flashbulbs, laughter, strings of Afrobeats under soft jazz. She adjusted her emerald gown and tried to disappear behind a tall floral arrangement. "Excuse me," a warm voice said. "Do flowers normally steal the spotlight, or is it just tonight?" She turned. Charlie Rivers, tuxedo crisp, smile brighter than a chandelier. Madison laughed. "I'm hiding from cameras." "Then you've chosen the wrong corner," he winked. "Dance with me instead." "I'm Charlie." "Madison." She placed her hand in his. His grip was gentle, practiced. A night of sparkles. On the dance floor, he moved with easy confidence. "Charlie, you run Isaac Innovations, right? The solar-powered water filters." Madison, surprised. "You know about that?" "Charlie, no. I'm a fan. You're saving villages. I'm just a logistics consultant, hoping to partner with dreamers." The lie slid off his tongue like silk. Madison's cheeks warmed. No man had praised her work before her looks. Phones flashed. Hashtag Maddie and Charlie trended before midnight. Love in fast forward. 2 months later, tabloids printed daily photos. Charlie opening car doors. Charlie cheering at Madison's product launch. Charlie jogging with her rescue dogs along Lekki Beach. Allison Isaac, Madison's younger cousin, watched a video on her tablet and frowned. "Sis, he's too perfect." Madison smiled. "Maybe perfect exists." Allison tapped the screen. "Or he's a walking Instagram filter. Be careful." Madison hugged her. "I hear you. But Charlie feels safe." Behind closed doors. A cramped studio apartment across town. Peeling paint, flickering bulb. Vanessa Cole leaned against a rickety table, filing her nails. "Vanessa, our Prince Charming is trending again." She showed her phone. Limo rides, designer suits. All on her credit card, I assume. Charlie loosened his tie and scowled. "Relax. I need to look rich to marry rich." Vanessa stepped closer, wrapping arms around his neck. Step 2 after the wedding. Insurance policy worth $50 million. Charlie whispered, and a tragic boating accident on the honeymoon. They kissed, sealing the plan. The proposal. At sunset, on a private rooftop overlooking the Lagos Lagoon, Madison found fairy lights spelling "Marry Me." Charlie knelt, holding a sapphire ring that once belonged to Madison's late mother. He had raided her jewelry safe hours earlier. "Charlie, you taught me what real purpose feels like. Will you let me spend my life proving I'm worthy?" Tears glazed Madison's eyes. She nodded. Cameras hidden among orchids captured the moment. The internet exploded. #relationship goals. Quiet doubts. That night Madison lay awake. Charlie slept peacefully beside her, but something nagged. She remembered Allison's warning, the way Charlie dodged certain questions, his family, his work address, income. She shook off the unease. "Trust Maddie," she whispered into the dark. "You finally found love." Across town, Charlie texted Vanessa. Ring secured. Wedding in 6 weeks. Start scouting honeymoon spots, somewhere deep and full of sharks. Vanessa replied with a single emoji, shark. Madison, the bride-to-be, had no idea. Yet, morning after the proposal, sunlight poured through the pin-suite curtains as Madison Isaac twirled around the living room, still wearing the sapphire ring. She clutched her phone on speaker. "Madison, breathless Allison," he asked, and I said yes. On the other end, Allison Isaac rubbed sleep from her eyes. Allison, trying to sound cheerful, "Wow, that's fast. But congratulations, cuz." Madison, "The wedding planner's coming at noon. Please be here. Your taste keeps me sane." Allison, "I'll be there. We need coffee and questions. Lots of questions." She ended the call, worry settling like dust. Charlie's timeline felt rushed, alarmingly rushed. A dirty apartment, a dark plan. That same hour, across town, Charlie Rivers unlocked the door to Vanessa Cole's flat. Paint peeled. The smell of damp bread lingered. Vanessa, wearing one of Madison's designer scarves, smirked from the sofa. Vanessa, so the billionaire princess bought the act? Charlie, grinning hook, line, and sapphire. 6-week countdown. He tossed a glossy brochure onto the table. On its cover, Isaac life assurance, because tomorrow matters. Charlie, I told her accountant the policy was so our future kids would be safe. $50 million. All to me as spouse. Vanessa, perfect. Now about the exit. We stick to the wine plan, wedding night, private toast, a single dissolved capsule. Odorless, tasteless. She produced a tiny vial from her purse, clear liquid swirling. Charlie, voice trembling with greed, where'd you get that? Vanessa, pharmacy stockroom. My cousin owes me favors. 3 drops equals heart failure. Autopsy will read natural, stress, exhaustion. They clinked coffee mugs like sinners at communion. Bridesmaids and red flags. Later, at Madison's mansion, florists and caterers crowded the hall. Allison arrived, notebook ready but gaze sharp. Wedding planner, Mrs. Adeyemi. Enthused theme, emerald elegance. 2,000 roses, string quartet. Allison, interrupting politely, slow down. Madison likes simple grace. Madison smiled gratefully, then caught Allison's searching eyes. Madison, softly, you're scanning me like a security guard. Allison, just making sure my sister isn't galloping into a trap. Madison, Charlie loves me. Allison, love stands up to questions. I'll keep asking until I'm sure. Holes in a story. That evening, Allison met her college friend Tiga, a cybersecurity analyst, at a cafe. Laptop open, cappuccino steaming. Allison, find me everything on Charlie Rivers, employment records, family, school. Tiga typed fast. Screen after screen popped up. A thin LinkedIn profile created 4 months earlier. An address that belonged to an abandoned warehouse. Tiga, frowning, your guy's digital footprint is a mirage. No tax returns, no utility bills, no childhood photos, nothing older than a year. Allison's heartbeat drummed. Allison, semi-copies. And keep digging. Rose gold illusions. Meanwhile, Charlie accompanied Madison to choose wedding rings at a luxury jeweler. Soft piano music filled the showroom. Jeweler, platinum band with princess-cut diamonds? Madison, beautiful. Charlie seemed tense, checking his phone. Messages from a loan shark flashed. Pay up or bleed. He forced a smile. Charlie, slipping the band onto Madison's finger, can't wait for forever. Madison, eyes shining, forever starts now. She didn't notice the sweat on his brow. Vanessa goes shopping. 3 days later, Vanessa strolled through Balagan Market, wide straw hat hiding her face. She purchased a vintage champagne bottle, Dom, Rose 1990, from a collector's stall. Vendor, special celebration. Vanessa, smirking the biggest. Back home, she sterilized a syringe, drew the clear poison, and injected it through the cork. The hole disappeared under fresh wax. She labeled the neck with a gold tag. For Charlie and Madison, love always wins. Rehearsal dinner. The Isaac Estate gardens sparkled with fairy lights. Family members mingled by the buffet. Charlie laughed loudly at every joke, perfect son-in-law. Allison cornered him near the koi pond. Allison, cool tone. You said you grew up in Cape Town, right? Which school? Charlie, Table Mountain High. Allison, funny. My roommate was head girl there. Never heard of you. A muscle twitched in Charlie's jaw. Charlie, it's a big school. Allison, small world though. I'll ask her again. She walked away, leaving him staring after her like a hunted animal. Midnight arguments. Charlie stormed into Vanessa's flat past midnight. Charlie, hissing Allison's digging. We may need to move faster. Vanessa, relax. By the time she finds proof, Madison will already be ashes in an urn. Charlie, I still don't like loose threads. Vanessa grabbed his collar, eyes icy. Vanessa, focus. Do your part. Charm, wed pour. I'll handle the bottle. He nodded. Fear and desire tangled tight. Bridal fitting and unease. 1 week to the wedding. Madison stood on a pedestal in a silk mermaid gown, mirrors circling her like paparazzi. Allison sat nearby, phone buzzing with new data on Charlie. Taylor, perfect fit, ma'am. Madison turned, veil floating. Madison, softly to Allison, I've never felt prettier. Why do you look like someone died? Allison swallowed. Allison, Because I keep hitting brick walls with Charlie's history. If I prove he's lying, will you believe me? Madison, voice shaking. You think he's marrying me for money? Allison, I think we need facts before vows. Please let me run one more background check. Medical, financial, everything. Madison nodded slowly. Madison, do it. If you find nothing, I'll marry with full heart. If you find something, her voice trailed off. Tension builds. Later that night, Madison sat alone on her balcony overlooking the lagoon. Charlie joined her with 2 mugs of chamomile tea. Charlie, concerned, you're quiet. Madison, forcing a smile, wetting nerves. He handed her a mug, watching her sip. For a split second, guilt flashed across his eyes. Then the image of 50 million dulled it. Charlie, everything will be perfect, Maddie. I promise. She leaned against his shoulder, yet felt an invisible wall between them. Allison's discovery. At 2 a.m. Allison's phone pinged. Tiga had cracked a hidden file. A police record from Johannesburg. Charles Rivero, fraud, suspended sentence. A mugshot confirmed the same jawline, same eyes. Allison's stomach flipped. She dialed Madison, but her cousin didn't answer. The bottle arrives. Morning of the rehearsal brunch. A courier delivered Vanessa's champagne to Madison's kitchen with an envelope. A gift for the happy couple. Open on your wedding night. Madison smiled at the thoughtful gesture she assumed came from a friend. She placed the bottle in a silver cooler. Unaware, death floated inside. Confrontation deferred. Allison finally met Madison in the hallway. Allison, urgent whisper, Charlie has a fraud record in South Africa. Real name, Charles Rivero. I have the documents. Madison's face drained of color. She glanced toward the veranda where Charlie chatted with guests. Madison, voice trembling, show me. Tonight, after people leave. Allison, promise you won't drink anything he gives you. Madison, confused, Allison, you're scaring me. Allison, good. Fear keeps us alive. That evening, Madison slipped into her study. Copies of Charlie's mugshots spread across the desk. Tears blurred her vision, but resolve sharpened behind them. She whispered to her reflection in the glass cabinet. If love is real, truth will survive. If love is fake, the bride will know. Outside, Charlie knocked softly. Charlie, babe, can we talk? Madison remained silent, wiping her eyes, sliding the documents into a drawer. Madison, steady voice, tomorrow, Charlie. After the rehearsal fireworks. Her tone was calm, but inside her heart hammered like war drums. Allison's words echoed. Fear keeps us alive. Far across the city skyline, Vanessa raised a glass alone, toasting the night. Vanessa, to herself, here's to happily ever after, our version. The stage was set, a wedding lined with roses, a bottle laced with poison, and a bride who was starting, at last, to see the truth. Dawn in 2 rooms. First light washed the penthouse suite of the Orchid Hotel in soft gold. Garment bags rustled in Madison Isaac's bridal room as tailors steamed her gown and makeup artists whispered schedules. Across the corridor, a groom-to-be sign hung on Charlie's door, ironic foil to the chaos inside. Vanessa Cole, hair tousled, slipped from rumpled sheets and padded toward the minibar wearing nothing but Charlie's tuxedo shirt. She popped a bottle of soda and took a slow sip. Vanessa, teasing, drink this. You'll need energy to smile all day before our private honeymoon. Charlie, still breathless, propped himself on pillows. Charlie, careful. After tonight, we'll never afford room service soda again, unless Madison's signature tastes sweeter. They laughed, the dark, careless laugh of those counting riches not yet stolen. Charlie's phone buzzed on the nightstand. Maddie read Hart calling. The call. He signaled Vanessa to hush and answered, voice instantly gentle. Charlie, honey tone, good morning, love. In her room, Madison sat by the window in a silk robe, clutching hot ginger tea. Madison, just checking you're awake. Did you sleep at all? Charlie, like an angel, thinking about the look on your face when you walked down the aisle. Madison smiles painfully, that makes 2 of us. A stylist waved, asking for her hair preference. Madison, I'll see you soon. Love you. Charlie, love you more. He tapped the screen, but his thumb missed the red icon. The call remained connected, silent speaker feeding every word to Madison's phone. Charlie tossed the mobile aside and turned back to Vanessa. The worst, eavesdrop. Charlie, she bought it. Poor Maddie. Tonight, one glass of our special rose, and she'll drift off forever. He mimed tipping an invisible bottle. Vanessa climbed back on the bed, giggling. Vanessa, then it's passports, Bermuda, and banks that ask no questions. Charlie, 50 million questions answered. Vanessa, mock bridal vow for richer, till death parts her. They burst into laughter. Madison sat frozen, tea cooling in her hands. Each breath felt like swallowing ice shards. Behind her, Lagos Lagoon shimmered, mocking the happiness she had believed in. Stylist Kimmy noticed her pallor. Kimmy, concerned, madam, you need breakfast? Madison forced a calm smile. Madison, just excitement. Please give me a minute. Kimmy nodded and stepped out. Madison pressed speaker, ensuring every treacherous syllable recorded into voice memos. Her fingers shook, but her voice, when she finally whispered, was steady steel. Madison, to herself, you chose poison, Charlie. I choose justice. A coded SOS. She dialed Allison's number. Allison, half-dressed in bridesmaid robe, morning bridezilla. Ready for. Madison, even tone, ally, listen and don't react. He plans to kill me tonight with poison wine. I heard everything. I'm safe. I have a plan. Silence. Then Allison's voice dropped to a whisper. Allison, where are you? Madison, my sweet. Keep acting normal. Gather evidence. We lure him into a trap. Allison, police? Madison, after vows but before toasts. Detective Jordan Blake owes me a favor. Remember the scholarship fraud case? He's on standby. Allison, exhales tell me what to do. Steadying the mask. Madison ended the call, inhaled deeply, and faced the mirror. Madison, to her reflection, today, you are the bride who knows and the bride who will survive. She dabbed concealer over eyes swollen with shock, then motioned Kimmy back in. Madison, cheerful, let's go with the elegant updo. Charlie loves it. Inside, her heart pounded war drums, but her smile glowed like morning sun. Preparations continue. Downstairs, florists lined an ivy arch, and ushers rehearsed seat plans. Charlie strolled through, Vanessa disguised as a makeup assistant, trailing a cosmetics case. Inside lay the poisoned rose. Allison met them at the entrance. Allison, brightly Charlie. Vanessa, glad you're early. Charlie's eyes narrowed. Charlie, courteous, big day. Where else would I be? Allison, holding gaze exactly where Madison can see you. Vanessa felt a flicker of suspicion, but smiled. Vanessa, bride sweet. Allison, top floor. But she's having a quiet moment. Let's not disturb her. Vanessa nodded, clutching the case. Allison's phone buzzed. A text from Madison. Rose and silver box? Confirm. Allison typed back, scene. We'll swap. Main event. Rose petal aisles snaked through the Isaac estate garden, the lagoon glimmering just beyond rows of white chairs. A Yoruba choir hummed softly while a string quartet threaded Afrobeats melodies through the warm evening air. Madison appeared at the top of the crystal walkway in a fitted ivory gown, veil catching the last gold of sunset. Guess Rose. Charlie waited beneath an arch of emerald foliage and orchids, his smile trained but radiant. Pastor Tund lifted his mic. We gather to witness love. The music faded. Charlie took Madison's hands. Madison, Hope Isaac, from the moment you challenged me to dream bigger, my life found purpose. I vow to guard your heart, to celebrate your genius, and to choose us every dawn. Madison's voice trembled, a silver bell. Charles Emmanuel Rivers, you made room for my passions and my fears. I pledge patience when storms rise, laughter when days grow dull, and partnership without end. Rings slid on of fingers, the crowd sighed. Pastor Tun declared, I pronounce you husband and wife. Their kiss, tender and precise, unlocked applause, camera flashes, and a swirl of petals shot from hidden cannons. Reception followed inside, a chandelier-lit hall draped in emerald satin. A hologram of their initials glowed on the dance floor. Madison and Charlie shared their first dance to a slowed highlife classic, her head fitting beneath his chin while confetti drifted like silent snow. Waiters circulated plantain canapes and flutes of rose. Laughter bubbled around the sweetheart table where the couple, framed by candles, cut a towering coconut pistachio cake. As the band segued into amapiano beats, guests crowded the floor, phones aloft. For that shining hour, every eye saw only romance. Every lens captured perfection, and the night itself seemed to toast the newlyweds. Silver lanterns flickered, promising blessings written across midnight skies. Homecoming, a house full of roses and lies. The wedding limousine rolled through Okoye's quiet streets just after midnight. Madison Isaac leaned against the leather seat, veil folded neatly in her lap, hands clasped so tightly her knuckles shone. Charlie Rivers sat beside her humming an old love song, the new platinum ring on his finger glinting beneath the cabin lights. Charlie, cheerful. Everyone said it was the party of the year. You, my wife, handled it like royalty. Madison, soft, controlled. I'm glad you're happy, Charlie. Inside, she repeated her silent mantra. Stay calm. Watch everything. The car stopped at their waterfront mansion. Giant floral arches from the ceremony framed the front door. In the foyer, the staff had scattered rose petals, and candles flickered down the hallway toward the master suite. The special bottle. Charlie disappeared into the kitchen and returned cradling a dark Bordeaux with gold foil around the neck. Its label read in cursive, Chateau de Letternite, 1994. Charlie, eyes gleaming, save this for the end of a perfect day. The collector swore only 10 of these remain in the world. Madison's stomach twisted. She recognized the same bottle Vanessa had boasted about during a voice message Allison had recovered. She forced a smile. Madison, let me fetch crystal goblets. This deserves the best. In the kitchen, she located 2 slender flutes, wiped them slowly, stalling long enough to steady her breathing. Charlie uncorked the wine with exaggerated care and poured. A faint chemical whiff, too sharp for expensive grapes, floated up. They moved to the balcony overlooking the lagoon. Moonlight shimmered on black water. Generator hums from distant houses made a low chorus. Charlie raised his glass. Charlie, to the beginning of forever, Madison Rivers. Madison, to forever. She lifted the glass to her lips, tilted it just enough for wine to touch but not cross. She let the dark liquid brush, then lower the flute. Charlie drained half his in one satisfied swallow. The fabricated illness. Minutes later, Madison pressed a hand to her abdomen, face pinched. Madison grimaced. Oh, I think the prawns at the reception disagreed with me. Charlie, concern painted on, but eyes wary food poisoning? Should I call Dr. Shola? Madison, voice strained. Maybe, or an ambulance. The pain is sharp. She swayed, gripping the balcony rail. Charlie set his glass down, brow furrowed in apparent worry. Yet beneath, relief flickered. The poison is working faster than advertised. He guided her inside, helped her lie on the velvet chaise longue, and dialed emergency. Madison's eyes fluttered dramatically. Fridge side sleight of hand. While Charlie relayed details to the dispatcher, Madison slipped into the kitchen, clutching her stomach. She poured the entire contents of her flute back into the bottle, screwed the cork in loosely, and placed the Bordeaux on the second shelf of the refrigerator behind a row of tonic waters. She rinsed her glass, splashed water on her face, then crumpled to her knees, groaning. Charlie rushed in, phone still to his ear. Charlie, stay with me, Maddie. The ambulance is 5 minutes out. Madison, weak whisper, I'm so cold. He draped a blanket over her, never suspecting the quick exchange. The ambulance departure. Blue lights flashed outside. Paramedics carried Madison on a stretcher, oxygen masked to her face. She squeezed Charlie's hand once. Pale fingers, silent message. Watch what happens next. Charlie, acting devastated. I'll drive behind. I need to lock the house, call the parents. I'll be right there. The ambulance pulled away. Sirens faded. Charlie exhaled, relief melting into a sly grin. Enter Vanessa. Celebration time. 10 minutes later, his phone buzzed. Vanessa. Charlie. Low voice, stage 1, flawless. She's on the way to the hospital. Symptoms look like seafood gone wrong. Vanessa. Excited. You genius. Send the staff home. We'll toast to freedom. Within the hour, Vanessa arrived in a short red dress, heels clicking across marble. The servants had been dismissed. Candles still burned, petals still perfumed the air. Romance repurposed for crime. Vanessa threw her arms around Charlie. They kissed, desperate and triumphant. Vanessa, where's the magic bottle? Charlie, chilling nicely. He retrieved the Bordeaux from the fridge, oblivious to the resealed cork. Vanessa set 2 tumblers, larger than the earlier flutes, on the kitchen island. Charlie, to us. To 50 million. To shark-free beaches. They clinked tumblers and took generous gulps. Poison served cold. 30 seconds, a cough. 60, Vanessa's glass slipped from her fingers, shattering. Vanessa, hand on throat, it burns. Charlie, what? Charlie doubled over, agony ripping through his gut. Charlie, gasping, no, impossible. I tested earlier. He staggered, eyes bulging, crashing against the refrigerator door. Vanessa collapsed beside him, convulsions shaking her frame. Kitchen lights spun. Gold foil of the wine glimmered mockingly as the bottle tipped, crimson splashing across pale tiles like spilled secrets. Within minutes, both lay motionless, faces frozen in shock beneath the chandelier's soft glow. Hospital Bluff and Reveal. 2 kilometers away, at Mainland General, Madison sat upright on a gurney, perfectly healthy. Allison arrived, still in bridesmaid dress, carrying a small cooler. Allison, concerned whisper, they bought it? Madison, completely. I swapped my flute back in. Dr. Onu here, ran vitals, nothing wrong. Dr. Onu, smiling, we'll file this visit as a stress reaction for privacy. You're free to go. Madison thanked him, then phoned Detective Jordan Blake. Madison, check the mansion now. They should be toasting my death right about now. Night patrol, sin exposed. Jordan and 2 uniformed officers arrived at the Isaac residence at 2 a.m. The front door, left ajar, creaked. Inside, candle stubs smoked. In the kitchen, they found Charlie and Vanessa sprawled on crimson-stained tiles, glasses shattered. Jordan inspected the bottle. Lab tags would later confirm high concentrations of organophosphate poison. Crime scene cameras flashed, capturing the final tableau of greed undone by its own design. Sunrise reckoning. At dawn, Madison stood on the back terrace, wrapped in a shawl, Allison beside her. Police vehicles occupied the driveway. Coroners rolled out 2 stretchers covered in white sheets. Seagulls wheeled overhead, unaware of human tragedy. Detective Jordan approached. Jordan, autopsy will list acute poisoning. Forensics already matched the chemical to residue on the original cork you gave us. Your statement about overheard intent completes the story. Madison nodded, eyes glassy but dry. Madison, they died exactly as they wished me to die. I wanted justice. Not blood, but destiny, wrote a darker line. Jordan, gently, you gave him choice. They poured their own cups. Allison slipped her hand into Madison's. Allison, soft, let's go inside. Media will swarm soon. Epilogue of the trap. In the kitchen, staff scrubbed away evidence of the night. Madison opened a refrigerator, retrieving a single untouched bottle of sparkling water. She twisted the cap and took a slow drink. Madison, to Allison, I always loved sparkling water. No hidden flavor, no secrets. She set the bottle down, then finally allowed tears to fall. Quiet tears for lost innocence, for a marriage measured in hours, and for the bitter knowledge of betrayal. Yet beneath the grief, a strange peace settled. She had faced death, stared it down, and walked away. Tonight, the poison belonged to the wicked. Tomorrow the mansion would be cleansed. And after tomorrow, perhaps, hope would taste sweet again. Outside, the rising sun glinted on lagoon waters, scattering gold across gentle waves. Proof that even the darkest traps cannot hold back morning light. Breaking news. Morning sunlight had barely touched the lagoon when every radio, TV, and smartphone in Lagos blared the same headline. Newlywed groom and mystery woman found dead in a Koi mansion. A female anchor spoke over drone footage of flashing police lights outside Madison Isaac's home. Anchor: police confirm the deceased are Charles Rivero, registered yesterday as Charlie Rivers, and an as-yet unidentified woman. Sources say Mrs. Madison Rivers was not harmed. Twitter erupted. Hashtag spiraled. Hashtag bride new. Hashtag poison wedding. Hashtag Lagos mystery. Homecoming. By noon, Madison's black SUV rolled through the gates. Cameras clicked, but no reporter dared cross the police tape. She stepped out in a simple navy dress, pearl studs, and a face that looked composed rather than victorious. Allison hurried down the front steps. Allison, softly, you okay? Madison, exhaling, I will be. They walked past the foyer. Roses now wilted, petals swept into sad piles. Detectives packed evidence boxes in the dining room. Detective Jordan Blake paused to greet them. Jordan, autopsies confirm organophosphate poisoning. Forensics matched residue to the wine bottle you flagged. Madison gave a grateful nod. Madison, thank you for believing me. Jordan, gentle, a courier just delivered this. He handed her a flash drive sealed in an evidence bag. Madison's eyebrows lifted. She hadn't sent anything yet. The anonymous clip. In the study, they plugged the drive into a laptop. Charlie's voice filled the room. Clear, mocking, undeniable. Charlie recorded, one glass of our special rose, and she'll drift off forever. Vanessa, then it's passports, Bermuda, and banks that ask no questions. Madison closed her eyes, steadying herself against the desk. Allison, who sent it? Jordan, encrypted email, routed through 2 VPNs. Could have been any wedding guest on your network. He smiled slightly. Whoever it was wanted justice airtight. Madison, quiet justice, and mercy for every woman who almost believed a lie. The decision. 2 days later, Madison sat with her legal advisor and signed a series of papers. Because Charlie died after the vows, and without a will, Nigerian marital law transferred his share of the communal estate to her. It was not the fortune he had imagined, but it included the real estate deed he tried to forge, a small insurance policy in his name, and a payout from a tabloid that wanted exclusive rights to their story. She pushed the folder back. Madison, create a trust. Name it the Phoenix Foundation. Mission, counseling, legal aid, and seed capital for women escaping emotional abuse. Lawyer, impressed all of it, ma'am. Madison, every naira. I'm already wealthy. Let something good rise from this wreck. Public statement. That evening, Madison live-streamed for 3 minutes from her living room. The lagoon's sunset glowing behind her. Madison, calm voice. Many of you know me as a bride, an entrepreneur, or today's headline. I survived because truth reached me in time. Not every woman is that lucky. In honor of every silent victim, I'm donating my late husband's estate to the Phoenix Foundation. May we all learn to see red flags early, and may kindness outlive greed. She ended the stream, deactivated comments, and set the phone aside. Reactions. Screens worldwide lit up. Lifestyle blogger. She turned tragedy into power. Iconic. Legal analyst. The recorded confession guarantees no posthumous smear campaign can touch her. Young Twitter user. Saving receipts saves lives. Hashtag bride who outsmarted death. Within hours, donations matched Madison's initial endowment. Survivor hotlines trended. Therapists offered pro bono hours. Quiet moments. Later, on the back veranda, Madison and Allison shared bowls of pepper soup. The lagoon breeze smelled of salt and incoming rain. Allison, teasing smile, so, quiet legend, how does it feel? Madison, half laugh, loud actually. I'd rather finish this soup and sleep for a week. She looked out over the dark water. Madison, softer, Charlie gave me fear. Vanessa gave me betrayal. But you, she squeezed Allison's hand, gave me courage. Allison, you already had it. I just turned up the volume. They laughed, small, genuine laughter that sounded like freedom.